Hello, my name is Creostix, and welcome back to Magic the Gathering Arena. Uh, I noticed I may have jumbled up the previous couple of episodes with numbers. Like, I guess it's not super duper important, like in which order they are, because it's just individual games after individual games, right? So it's not like super super important. But so if you notice in YouTube that I've changed the order of the episodes, or a a different episode that you've seen seems to be now a different number and like switched around with thumbnails and names, but they're still all the episodes you've seen before, but not re-uploaded. So that's the reason. So like it could be where 6 becomes 5 and 5 becomes 7 and 7 becomes 6. We'll see. It's possible. I'm not completely sure, but it could be a thing. Cool. All right. Um. Let's see. Oh yes, I made a small change to the deck since last time, I'm pretty sure. Uh, a rough, quick thing to how this works is I took away one of the two-sided land cards. I took away Kabira Takedown, uh, because I started to get more and more while playing on my own time. I got a lot of games where I got land flooded. It changed like on a dime. So I was like, okay, so something is probably up with that. So we need to maybe, see how all this works out now. Um, so if the game starts land starving me, that's the problem. But yeah, so I figured, okay, so take one land away. So I'm like, okay, so what's the least useful land? Well, can I take a land that taps but it's one colored? Well, there is technically speaking a well one of well a few of those. I have like these like Balaged Recovery is a one color land, but I do use that card to actually resurrect stuff from time to time. Not super often, but sometimes. Uh, and I believe that other two-sided land was the one I removed. Yeah. So yeah, the Kabira Takedown is the one that does the amount of damage you have creatures to one target, or to one creature or planeswalker. So I believe it uses 2 mana to do that move. It's not a terrible card by any means, but I realized I had during the like previous 70, 80 games, I hadn't used this once to actually make the attack. So it seemed currently like I realize removal cards can like should be important, but this one just never ever comes up for some reason. Like when I need removal is the times when I don't have creatures really either. Often it seems. So yeah. Um so the other removals are the ones I end up using eventually. So we'll see. And this one enters the battlefield tapped, so it's a tapped land every time. So that was my option to take away instead of a basic plains, because and I can't do any less forest because then I would run the risk of just not getting any forests, because six is not many, and I have to have at least one pretty quick into the game still. Like within the first, I don't know, 9 turns, I need to have one green land by the very very least, preferably on no, sorry, 9 turns. I think I said something dumb. Until the first 9 cards, so 7 cards in hand, eighth card, ninth card. So second turn. Um. So yeah, by the latest. And I added Luminarch Aspirant to the spot of that because it's a pretty good overall card that doesn't really require anything else to work its thing, and it's a cleric with which syncs up with my Righteous Valkyries. So it's like it was gonna be either that or another Impassioned Orator or another Hallowed Priest. And while I always am up for more of these engine cards, those take up almost all of the deck by now. Like, if they don't come to the hand or the battlefield, that's just the game hating me, you know? Which, I mean, to be fair, the game does kind of hate me, but only usually. Yes. Okay. So, and as per usual, we're gonna try to be calm, but we're probably gonna fail. But I promise I'll try. So I'll probably quit if I start getting way too angry at this, and I'll just maybe change to Deus Ex instead, because we're here to have something like fun. And I swear, sometimes I do have fun with Magic for a brief second, and then it goes away. But yeah, we need to try to remain, try to have this be sensible in terms of the time spent, or the fun spent, the sanity spent, if you will. This isn't horrible. At least it looks like it isn't horrible at first. I lack a green, but I can get one from the broker's hideout, so it's not bad. Considering that I have nothing that's 1 mana, I should probably put this one in there first. There is the notion that it does give 1 life, which would sync up with Voice of the Blessed and Trelasarra. That's definitely true, and I have tried to remember to use that, but I'd rather have it be there and tapped than enter the 3rd turn and tapped there. That would be problematic, you know? It looks like a mirror match, which they started out with a really terrible, well, not completely mirror, but like, white with Lunark veterans. Like, I do have Lunark veterans as well, like the one there. But yeah, so at the beginning, when I played against white life decks, it went horribly. But then it kind of started evening out into a 50-50, so who knows. I think Lunark Veteran and Trelasarra needs to go first, because I often put Voice of the Blessed in there first to add the counters as quickly as I can, which I think is a sensible idea, but I need the Scry really badly, because I need to try to offset the bad luck with the Scrying. To this end, I need something that, it's an engine card would be good, Righteous Valkyrie would be good, a Planeswalker, why not, but yeah. I'd rather put, ooh. It could be better, but this is not a bad card to take, I think. Let's go with that, yeah, okay. No attacks. That's a double strike. That would be bad. Plus, they could still, even if it wasn't, they could both end up killing the Orator. So, Eater of Virtue. That's a lot of text. Basically, it gets a lot of thing. As long as card exiled with Eater of Virtue has flying, equipped creature has flying, same as So whenever equipped creature dies, exile it. So I think it just, like, gains an ability from the card it's stuck into if it dies. And it adds +2/+0. Double striking that is actually pretty good. He has a pretty good beginning thing going there, for sure. Alright. There's a couple of things I could do. I could exile the sword with 3 mana, but I think I want to put the Innkeeper and Voice of the Blessed in there first. It's like, try and get things kind of going, you know? Next turn, maybe I'll exile the sword if I don't get anything else sensible in there. Aspirant isn't bad, but I'd honestly at this stage like something else already. Like a Righteous Valkyrie would be... the mana isn't a horrible idea, but... I can put the Gala or the Bala get recovery in there to get 1 mana if it's that necessary, you know? Yeah, see? I have 1 less mana and it still brings a lot of that. Mind you, If I end up having 1 mana, it's not the end of the world, but I'd rather try to have something else. No, I need to have a better one. If I get mana instead, I'll accept that, whatever. Okay, so... Yep, that's the correct choice, I think. Now, should I put the... No. Let's wait on the Bala Gate recovery at least 1 turn, because if they kill something, I can then resurrect it at least. And I can also bring in instead the different mana if I feel like trying to do that. Okay. It's still kind of an anybody's game because they have 3 cards in hand and they could have something really nice in there. Overgrown farmland. I'll take it. Sure, why not? Okay, I think Borrowed Time is a good one to put into the sword, though. I think this is the time to put that in. Okay, so let's put the Moon Dancer and Voice of the Blessed in there. I mean, good game to you as well, but I don't think it's over yet. I mean, I felt like it's courteous to say good game back, but I feel it's not over. I mean, I think they're trying to say it's over, but I don't think it's over yet. See? That's a good card. Oh. Well, I assume they know their hand better than I do. I always expect that the people end up quitting too early, that they have a chance still, although they know their deck better than I do. But then again, I do sometimes kind of lose patience and quit somewhat early as well, but I do try to, well, like when I'm not super duper angry, I do try to reason my way into, okay, is this a game where I have to either, like, end up wasting 15 minutes of time drawing 1 card into an empty hand, which there's like a 46% chance it's a land, so it's almost always land with these decks for some reason. Or with this deck, even when I lower the land, although I then don't get enough land if I lower it anymore, so... so there is that. So, do I end up spending 15, 20, 30 minutes like 1 card, land, do nothing. Go turn and they do all this long form stuff, and then 1 card, it's a land, do nothing. Like, if I end up in that situation and it's not looking like even vaguely good on the battlefield, I tend to quit because I'd rather start over and fresh and play an interesting game instead from the beginning, or at least give the chance of an interesting game from the beginning instead of just like draw 1 card. It is a garbage card, and then you do nothing with it, and then you have an empty hand, and then stuff just, you know, and then you draw 1 card again, and it's a piece of, you know. So, but win, good game too, and they played a pretty, like, I feel like they played the correct choices with the cards they had. Although I've never been an equipment expert, so, but the double strike thing sure seemed sensible at least. So. Alrighty. I may at some point play some ranked as well. Like like if this starts going really badly, I might do alchemy ranked with the same deck maybe. But we'll see how it all ends up going. Forgotten realms on a planet called Toril and its Moon Saloon. And when Forgotten Realms takes place on a planet called Toril, when something is really like a big celebration in there, they go torille. Yes. It is a bit of an inside Finnish joke there. I might explain that one day. Ooh, that is a... That's probably not a good hand, because getting 3... Like, 2 bonds of discipline in the starting hand is really bad. Of course, we might end up still, like, being okay, but we need to draw pretty lucky hands here. Like, that's a good card to draw, but I basically have to draw a land on the not the next one, but the one after that by the very latest. It's probably risky to not play the forest, but if I do play the forest and I don't get a plains, I can't play the Voice of the Blessed at all. And that's no good. Okay, good. That much we got lucky with. Okay, so if I put the Voice of the Blessed in now, it's kind of a target for no good reason yet. I should probably instead just throw that in and keep... Like, they're gonna hit me in the face. They get a head start in the creatures and such, but we'll see. Okay. It isn't a perfect day or anything, but okay, the next card doesn't have to be land. I'd also take Lunarch Veteran, another Prosperous Innkeeper, another Voice of the Blessed, a Hallowed Priest would work fine as well. So I have choices that would work. Luminarch Aspirant, I suppose I'd accept as well, just fine, but we'll see. Okay, cool. Yeah, that should work out. Okay, so okay, Prosperous Innkeeper first, Voice of the Blessed second. That way I get 2 cards on the field on this turn. It's not a perfect thing because this is not a cleric, but still. Okay, 2 and 4, 2 and 2. I think I should probably attack with this. Like, be aggressive if you can fly something in their face. Because I don't think they would attack with something I'd block anyway, you know? I wonder if they did the right choice, though. I wonder if the Righteous Valkyrie is more valuable than the Voice of the Blessed would be, but I don't know. I don't know. Form a party, look at the top 5 cards of library, you may reveal any number of creature cards from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest of the bottom of your library in a random order. That's actually a pretty good one. I should probably consider grabbing that, maybe, instead of the Colossal Majesty. There's something to be said about that. Oh well. I believe I have that card, too. It's a tiny touch expensive, but still. There might be something to that. Because the Colossal Majesty is, like, it requires some stuff to get it working, you know? Maybe. Okay, yeah, same difference though. I think I should keep on getting a hit through if I can. It looks from their hand setup that I probably have the overall slightly better deck. Drizzt Do'Urden is a very interesting choice, but they have obviously a much better luck beginning than I did. So it's probably they're gonna take this one, but I learned an idea, at least. Alright, there's a few things I can hope to catch here, but it's probably over. Alright, alright. What I can do is put Lunarch Veteran in, do the Colossal Majesty, and not a lot more, I think. Right. Well, this boy is vigilant, so I can attack if I wanna. Yeah, this time I should leave the Righteous Valkyrie in, for the reason that I need all the possible blockers I can, at least if they happen to attack with Luminarch Aspirant as well. Okay. Yeah, and that means they get enough counters to basically kill me in one go. Yeah, okay. Alright, cool. We're done. Bye. Not bad. Not a terrible game in the end with that really, really horrible hand to start with, so, yeah. You win one, you lose one. That's no huge deal, you know. 50-50 is something you shouldn't really complain about. I had the other day, I had, like, I swear, I quit those games when I was clearly not having any real chances anymore. Like, I believe 2 of the games I quit, in the way I explained, where I was, like, empty hand, draw one hand, it's a land, put it there, draw one card, it's a land, put it there, draw one card, like, one of that every turn, and they do, like, actual things, whittling me down basically into a state where I would be dead in 3 or 4 turns, and I no longer had meaningful ways to get damage through to them within those turns. Like, I really couldn't see a way with my deck to get that in because I had nothing. Well, I had 1-1 and a 2-2 in the field, but I couldn't, like, use them to anything, and I couldn't add a lot to that so late in the game to get stuff through. I think 2 of those kinds of games I quit at that point. I believe the other 8, I basically quit when I quite clearly had no chance anymore. I know it sounds like I'm kind of exaggerating, but I don't think I am. I have a witness to that too. Like, probably they'll say that I quit a little bit early in some, but I don't think I did. Anyway, well, I quit in the way... I quit less quickly than you've seen me usually play in these videos. On average. And I believe the quota for that day was 1 win and 10 losses. The first 10 were all in a row, and I got 1 win in the end. Like, yikes. That was quite something. But, like, I was a little, you know, annoyed for a hot minute there, but, you know, it eased up pretty quickly, I feel. And I probably will get angry today again. I try not to, but, you know me, it kind of doesn't usually work out too well. There's something about just, you know, the notion of just Magic and card games like this that are PvP screwing me over. Or actually, even single player modes in the Planeswalker games, they really, like, ground my gears, like, really, really, really hard. I yelled F-bombs so many times when I played those on my own. I learned to play the game from them quite well. Well, I learned enough to understand what I'm doing and what's usually happening. But, man, I was angry at points with those. Okay, so... At least the first move is pretty simple, because I have no other options. For the land, it's a little risky, this, but we'll see how it all goes. Okay. Well, this hand will end up being really good if I draw Voice of the Blessed, Hallowed Priest, Trelasara Moon Dancer, or I guess a Gala Greeter is like a start as well, but not as much. That's not great though. Alright, we're in a bind, so I do probably need to put the Bala and Get Recovery as a land in, because we need to get, like, we need a card in there, eventually. Okay, Cleric class or Lunarch Veteran? What do we think? It's a pretty bad hand to begin with. Let's try Cleric class. Ah, you know what? Oh, wow, okay. They could have blocked me with the combination of the Caryatid and Delver and I would have lost it. I guess they value the Caryatid enough to not do that, but... Yeah, they're about to get some pretty big cards in there, so this is not looking super good. Okay, so...
I am the Emperor of Kamigawa, and I will protect my people.
This is still not going anywhere though. Like, the hand is... Like, it may sound like really lucky to get 2 Planeswalkers into one hand, but the starting hand for this game I'm trying to play is really horrible.
That's it then.
Okay, so... They're probably, like, just about to put in, like, a Rampaging Brontodon or a Gigantosaur. There you go! Lucky guess! Man. There we are. I can't really do much with this. I needed not what I have here.
Selene, Dufresne! Selene, Davidar!
Automatic! Hi, welcome. I hope the alert sound wasn't too loud. I've been trying to deal with those being, like, loud enough, but not too bad. How was... thank you for the raid! How was... Give me a second, I'm pressing buttons, I swear. How was... Ooh, World of Warcraft. Did you enjoy World of Warcraft? Did you have a good day? And was all of the day sensible and a good time? Better than last time. I'm glad to hear. Random raid to Magic game. I know, and Dr. Badluck, hello, welcome. Glad to have you and hope you've had an excellent day. I've had a really unlucky day thus far, but we'll see how the world ends up crumbling, you know? All right. Well, I might as well let them do the hit in and see what I can do on the next turn. I probably can't do anything, but yeah, it's over. Got to our guilds first. Illidari Council kill after weeks of wiping. I have never played World of Warcraft, so I'm not sure if World of Warcraft has, like, toilets and then you go there to do, like, wiping, but it sounds exciting. Started to play Magic around Zendikar and somewhat stopped in Phyrexia. Oh, cool. I started in Born of the Gods, which was, I'm gonna say, 2013, 14, something like that. And then I stopped for a number of years. I played the Planeswalker games for a while, and now I'm off to bed, really tired, eye surgery next to it. Oh, damn. Well, Automatic X, like, huge thank you for the raid. Good luck to the eye surgery, victory in mind, and have excellent sleeps, and indeed thank you again. I really, really appreciate it. I am a perpetually tiny streamer, and every raid is like a 900,000% to my viewership, so... so, thank you, and have an excellent sleeps. Objection! Dr. Badluck, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. And indeed, I hope the alert sound is basically at a good sound level at my speed, my speaking. It should be like slightly startling, but not like blasting through your ears, you know. Hopefully I can see normally after that surgery. I hope so too, and it sounds, I have faith. I believe it's gonna go excellent, and indeed, laters to you as well. Cool. Yeah, Automatic, I fixed the problem. Basically, the Streamlabs was forcing the audio from two different ends into the stream through an update that changed my settings, and me fiddling with the audio didn't change the other source of that. So then that, like, caused the super loud version to play at the same time as the one I was trying to fix by lowering it. It just didn't work, so now I fixed it, and now we've... finally. But yeah, have an excellent one, and thank you for the lurk as well, and excellent sleeps, my dude. It got some cardboard that has some value. Oh, yeah, sure. Absolutely. But yeah, so I played some of the Planeswalkers games like 2013, 14, 15, and then a bit of the Magic Duels game that didn't last too long. And then I played this when this was like vaguely new-ish, like within the first year maybe, if I think right. And then I stopped for a while, and then I started playing this again in like February, March of this year, April, something like that. And I've learned since then that this game hates me, the card shuffler hates me, the matchmaker hates me, and it's all about hating me. And I have every single day that I've been like always when I've streamed this, I've always like tried really hard to be the calm, zen person of calmness. Yes. And it always fails, and I start screaming, and it's F-bombs, and I just lose my mind over, like, land, and it's just... So, I promise I try to be calm and collected, but it tends to eventually not quite work. But I swear, I try to be a good person in life otherwise. I just sometimes yell at magic. So, right, good, excellent. Alright, let's see if we have better luck than previously. If I may brag, I got some nice foils and OG dual lands. Oh, damn. You may brag. I guess I have some nice foils too. Oh boy. I have one of the like, it's one of those like, what's it called? Like, what are the, like, Egyptian, invocation cards? I have one of those. The ones that look like an Egyptian temple instead of a magic card. It's kind of a weird thing. They're like a... I forget what block they were in. Like, damn. I think the block started with an I. Like, oh! Ixalan incantations, maybe? Maybe? I have one of those. I think that might be my most valuable one. You paid €5 for a full art lightning strike, and now they are running 20, 30. Yeah. I also got some like full art things and foil things and some of the like pre-release whatever they're called. My terminology on these is really, you know, not good, but basically what's my like maybe, well, I remember I have like a couple of the Wurmcoil engine like pre-release foil cards. They're pretty cool. But, you know. Don't know what the deck. Yeah. I like my cards are like all over the place too. And like also one of the like it could have like lost some value by this point, but one of the like valuable cards I got when I like got Born of the Gods was I got the Mogis God of Slaughter foil. Like when I got it, it was like, I don't know, 50 euros then, but I think it's dropped since then though. So it was like it's become a little bit more common than it was. Matomotori is nice. Yeah. And they look fun. Like, I mean, I'm probably nothing more than a very bad amateur, so, you know, visuals are fun and it looks fun, so, yeah. Let's put that in. Fortifying Draught. Should we? Nah, not yet. We can use it for better fights as well. Trying to find that full art that I have. Yeah, I also just never remember where that Ixalan incantation is. I think it's even one of the more expensive ones of those. It's like in the top 3 or 4. It's pretty cool. It's like a very specific card type that's instead of like a common, uncommon, rare, or mythic, that specific block has an extra rarity of like these Ixalan incantations, which are like a next... I think it's cool. Maybe.
You started this fight, but I'm glad you did.
Yay!
Show them how we greet our enemies.
When I bought them, they were running 5, so years later my friend told me they have you checked the Oh, yeah. Awesome. Well, I mean, that always feels good, you know? I'm pretty sure I have somewhere around here, like, 3 or 4 unopened Magic Core 2010 packs. They were really cheap when I got them, but I think they're a little, like, not like, you know, expensive, but like a little bit up. Like, I could probably make a profit if I wanted to. Response control if you don't conjure up a duplicate of a random card from their library into your hand. Purpose against you may spend mana. Okay. Yeah, sure. Go for it. My individual cards are rarely really valuable, so. Some profit there. Yeah. There probably is. Yeah, that's not a great card, so I can accept that. It's fine.
I would run if I were you.
Flying, first strike, lifelink.
And I will protect them.
So let's see.
to teach you.
May your peace last.
Right. Found it. Lightning Bolt, Magic Player rewards more than full art foils. Damn, that is nice. That is nice. I was really happy when I realized that Oath of the Gatewatch has full art lands, and I got like a big pack of stuff that has plenty of lands of it. So I was happy for that one. They're not by any means like, you know, valuable cards, but they were a fun thing to get then, you know. Uh-huh.
Big mistake.
Well, there's a few things I can do, I suppose. Okay.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
This is your fight. Win it.
This is a very weird game thus far, but like I cannot accept that I haven't lost yet, but well, I think I'm still gonna. Because this is really going both weirdly and not super well. Like, the one thing I have is 2 Planewalkers, but they alone don't, you know, create rain. You know? See, I always draw land. I just put 1 land away from the deck. It's 23 lands total now. One of them is 2-sided, but still. Man, the Shuffler has really changed, like, its workings on me or something. I don't, like, what do you even...
Show them what you got.
Oh, well. Went and grabbed your small folder, and from the front page I found a Jace the Mind Sculptor. Ooh! Which block is that one? I never remember which, from the vault. Force of Will and Tundra. Alright. I have a bunch of Planeswalkers, but, I struggle to remember names. I have, oh boy. Some, Vraska the Regal Gorgon and, like, 2, maybe 2 or 3 Chandras of, you know, whichever. And then the human OG Jaces from Zendika. Oh, yeah, oh, sure, yeah, but, like, there's a number of different Jaces, and I never remember, like, which specific Jace the doobly-doo is from which block, but yeah. Alright. Joust is JCW. Sure. Fair enough. Yes. All right. So that's what? 4 games, 2 wins. I can't complain for a 50-50. The losses had really rotten hand luck, but that's Magic for you. Fat fingers. For sure. I mean, I think we all, like, from time to time lose our ability to type. It's a part of the human condition, yes. So yeah, I don't know, like, how many wins I'll try to go for today, but I think, like, it would be nice to at least get 4, but we'll see. I'll eventually try to get the weekly 15 on this week, but that's a whole different... Okay, this is really weird. 3 games in a row, I've drawn both my Planeswalkers into the starting hand. That is weird. Okay, another white-green, it looks like. Okay, let's think. So, the sensible option is to... I think I get 4 mana anyway to the next turn. I suppose. But I think I should probably start with the Innkeeper, surely. Maybe. I hope. Yeah, trying to type fast and getting typos. Yep, that's life. Like, I mean, honestly, I make that mistake these days like a lot. Because my keyboard is split from the middle in like 2 different directions. So one hand for one half, one hand for the other half, and it's like tilted a bit. It's very fancy. It's an interesting choice of how the world works, but like, oh, sure. Okay, Voice of the Blessed goes in first, I think. Right? That Adeline Resplendent Cathar is a really good card, though. If they get plenty of small creatures, that is a solid card. Right. Oh, one with keyboard and mobile. Oh, I see. Yeah. That's even... Yeah. Makes even more sense. But yeah, like, my keyboard looks like this. That is a take. It's a little dark, though, I suppose, but... Still. I swear it's a thing. Sorry. I hit the mic there. That's, my bad. Okay, so what do I want to do? So, Wandering Emperor now or Voice of the Blessed now? That's actually a good question. I guess I put this in first. Okay. used to that brings memory. Yeah, I used to some little Silvercrest keyboard that was the same shape. Yeah, this is a Microsoft keyboard. I didn't even know they made keyboards as well, but there you go. I found this in a flea market for like I want to say €8. I don't know. That is a good sync right there. Okay, so Venom Connoisseur, Death Touch. Yeah, okay. That's a decent way to play the game. Sure, I get it. I need to wait for indestructibles, basically, to block any of that. That's a good idea. Alright, okay, so which one is the thing that is... Wait. Okay, so the Venom Connoisseur is the one that creates the... Right, okay.
I hope you're ready to lose.
But I still need the Voice of the Blessed to go flying, so I need to risk leaving that in there for now. I hope that's the right idea. I have no clue. Right. Back in 2005, yeah, this looks like it's one of those, like, pretty old keyboards as well. So, makes sense. Uh-huh. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I think I need to risk blocking the Resplendent Cathar with something. It's not trample, so I gotta go for it, you know? Okie dokie. There we are. Boom. I think I accidentally made a right choice in there somewhere. There we go. And we have a pack. Who wants to open a pack? We got a pack. It's an entire pack. Look. Look. Look, it's one entire pack for a it's like cards. Yeah, yes. All right, let's try. Let's see what the RNG brings us. I've honestly gotten some pretty bad cards from these packs lately, so fingers crossed, right? Yes? Good? No? Okay. Wish upon a star. Well, a couple of new ones at least. That's something. Lotzan, Dragon's Legacy. Red and blue, 5 mana total. Dragon Shaman. Flying. Whenever you cast an adventure or dragon spell, Lozan Dragon's Legacy deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to any target that isn't a commander. When you say isn't a commander, does it still count, like, outside of the format of commander? Or what? Because that's important. Oh. You line up the shot. Back to MGG, I seriously have no clue about new mechanics that came around, 2013. Okay, so, like, double team and, indestructible? Was that a thing back then? I think it was, right? Yeah. I'm not the expert, but I'm sure there's some stuff. Casualty? True? Reconfigure? Or... Yeah, in Zendikar. Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. True, yeah. It's like this thing where you put creatures into a vehicle and then the vehicle becomes a creature. Like, that's a thing that's, for me, quite new that came, like, recently. At least, but let me rephrase. Sorry. Let me rephrase. It possibly didn't come recently. It was, for me, a new thing, but I haven't followed Magic for a long time either. So it might be a re-emerging mechanic from the, like, years past. That's perfectly possible. That I just wasn't aware of before. Okay, new from me. Alright, cool. So basically you, like... It's something like you tap enough creatures to, like, meet the crew number requirement of the vehicle that I think is counted from their power. And if you do that, then that vehicle becomes a creature that's untapped and you can use it for attacking and blocking and whatever. I forget how long it works. Like, is it for, like, one turn per like, mechanic? Or I think it might be. Yeah. Alright. So, aim for the Wyvern. Conjure a card named Plummet into your hand. Sure. Aim for the Cursed Amulet. Conjure a card named Naturalize into your hand. Right. Fire a warning shot, draw a card. That's actually interesting. Like, if you want to have artifact enchantment flying removal, that's actually a pretty good... That's a really good way to have that, actually. And if neither of those work, you draw a card with 1 mana instead. That's actually kind of cool. That's not, like... Because artifact and enchantment removal is genuinely a problem, because sometimes the cards end up being dead cards because you have no targets for the artifact and enchantment removal. That's actually pretty nice. Huh. I wonder if I should... I probably need to at least keep that in mind for the deck I'm playing. I have one pretty good multi-purpose card for the same reasoning, but still. That's artifact, enchantment, or I believe tapped creature? I'll need to check what it is. Grey Slod, as long as there are 4 or more creature cards in your graveyard. Grey Slod has Menace and Death Touch, 4 and 1. And it has the adventure of milling 4 cards for 2 mana. Dragonborn. Looter, Dragon Rogue, 1 mana and tap, draw a card, and discard a card. 2 to cast. Improvised Weaponry, 3 red mana. Improvised Weaponry deals 2 damage to any target and create a treasure token. Yeah, it's a tiny bit expensive, but still, it's not horrible. Hypnotic Pattern, 1 blue, instant. Target creature perpetually gets -2, -0. Target creature gets -2, -0 until the end of turn. So yeah. For a hot minute, I was confused, like, wait, that does, like, 2 of the almost same thing? But yeah, it's like 2 different targets, or you can do it for the same target twice, I suppose, but, you know. But they're still 2 different things slightly. One is perpetual and one is end of turn. Also, perpetual bad luck, I don't know if that's actually familiar to you. Perpetual means that they get a thing that's permanent on that card. Like, if they die, or if they go back to someone's hand, if they go into exile, if they go into the battlefield, anything, it's always on that card if it's perpetual. It's a weird word. Like, instead of using, like, you know, it permanently gets the thing, it's perpetually, but yeah. Perpetual is a really weird word for me to be there, because perpetual to me means like one after another, right? But instead it means basically permanent. But yeah, so. Bronze Walrus, 3 colorless mana. When Bronze Walrus enters the battlefield, scry 2 and tap it to add 1 mana of any color. That's actually not super terrible. Alright. Fingers crossed. Mirror of Life Trapping. 4 mana. Artifact rare. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, if it was cast, exile it. Then return all other permanent cards exiled with Mirror of Life, trapping to the battlefield under their owner's control. Yeah, blue cards are always weird, that's true. But permanent is currently a thing that is kind of across the board. Oh, and a double team means, like, if a creature has double team, if that creature attacks, you then get, like, you get a copy of that creature card into your hand that you can then, you know, do whatever with, you know. And then both of those cards lose double team. So they basically create a copy of themselves into your hand once. And the copy no longer creates a copy then. So that's what double team means. This is a pretty odd card, but sure. So essentially it always keeps like 1 card under it, but only until the next one is cast, right? And then that goes under it or something. I wonder why it's all other permanent cards, because can there even be more than 1 exiled in there at a time? I don't quite... I don't know. Well, I suppose there could be the artifact effect could somehow be copied, but I don't know. Alright. Is there a weird drawback about double team? I mean, not a big one. I mean, the one thing is you have to indeed attack with it to get the mechanic going, so, you know, you need to have, like, a useful... Well, it would be great to have a safe way to attack and not die with the first one, but no, there's no drawbacks that I didn't mention, or like that's just the mechanic. I'm not aware of any drawbacks, at least, but I'm not the expert. I basically I put cards on the table and then I see what happens, and I usually make mistakes. So but I don't think there are drawbacks, no. I can show you an example of double team just to so we can There was some sort of a beetle or whatever that does that. Yeah, go for it, sure. You can Google it. That's easier. Ah, for fucking... Yeah, man. So yeah, Soldiers of the Watch, for example, is 2 mana and 2/1, and has double team. So when a creature with double team attacks, if it's not a token, conjure a duplicate into your hand. Then both of them perpetually lose double team. So, you know, it copies itself into your hand when it attacks once. That's what it does. Okay, I think it's 3 wins, 2 losses. So far, this has been going better than usual. The Space Gods kind of probably decreed this one to be a loss again, so it's a 50-50, but, you know. Reading, but I have some questions that maybe... I don't know if I have... I mean, I can try to answer if you want to. I can't promise anything, but we can see if the mind gets fucked. Alright. Well, that's not bad. 3 lands in 1 hand, and you can get something going in the first turn. One thing, I need to draw 1 green as quickly as possible. That's the drawback here. So if I don't draw green, this goes really bad really quickly, but that's fine. We'll try. We'll see what happens. Okay, well, the Righteous Valkyrie is not a horrible card to be aiming for, but yeah. I need a green land really, really, really badly. Yeah, that's not actually a super bad thing, though. Because I can then put the Lunarch Veteran in with the Righteous Valkyrie later. But it looks like they do a pretty burn-heavy deck. I don't do super well against those oftentimes. It's neither day or night, becomes a day as a Vadrik, Astral Archmage enters the battlefield, instant and sorcery. Spells you can cost X to cast where X is Vadrik's power. Whenever a day becomes night or night becomes day, but a +1/+1 counter on Vadrik. Oh, that is a pretty good card. Yikes. Okay, cool. They've made new mechanics that are somewhat hard to understand. I agree. I sometimes struggle with them too. Good luck with tournament juries. Yeah, I'm sure. Luckily, I don't play those, so I can just do this and hopefully not become crazy. Okay, but yeah, this, like, the game isn't over yet by any means, but having no green land by this point is honestly very, very bad. What was that again? Ah, flashback for that. Okay, cool. Yeah, fine, whatever. But yeah, this game is going proper not great. Like, yeah, I have battlefield advantage now, but not for long. Right, a lot of drawing and looking and drawing and looking. Still a lot of drawing and looking. Mm-hmm. Right on. Okay. We have a start. That is a thing. The hand remains proper, not great, but I mean, if I get lucky with, like, having... Like, if I get Wandering Emperor in there, and then I... What would I use with it? +1/+1 counter against first strike. Creative. Like, making a samurai would be helpful, but... Spells can't be countered. As long as it's your turn, each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard has flashback. The flashback cost is equal to that card's mana cost. That card is proper solid. Damn. Proper good card, that. Whoa. Okay, so I can't do both Colossal Majesty and Wandering Emperor, I think. No, yeah, good. I haven't lost my mind. I'm still...
I've learned much during my travels. Let me show you.
Okay, do I make a... Oh boy, if I make a samurai, I get, 2 life, 25, 26... I think I'll do counters instead.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
I don't know if this will work, but... I've never been super good at using my planeswalkers yet. I'm, like, still trying to, I knew a few T2 jurists, but don't know where they're ranked now. Okay, cool. I've never played, like, a serious, proper, physical Magic in, like, that sort of a... Like, I've played against, one friend and my brother, a total of maybe 20... I'm sure I've said a number. I'm gonna say 20 games total, or 30 mo... I think 20 sounds more correct. The card being put in the graveyard will not lose double team once the ability resolves. Player needs to track this also, so this means separated GY. The card being put in the graveyard will not lose double team once the ability resolve. Uh-huh.
Strike fast and strike hard.
Okay, 3, 4, 1, 2... Yeah, I should probably just do this. This game is a weird game. I still kind of have trouble, like, I think I'm about to lose any minute to a really big blue card that they draw like 18 cards in hand and kill me in one thing. Wizards of the Coast going Mindfight. Yeah, well, yep, that is what they do, it seems. So, I'm not sure what separated GY means. Again, the terminology is not my strong suit. Like, I have the basic terms in mind, like, you know, hexproofs. Like, I have, like, posters and everything in there for, like, dealing with that, but, you know. Right. Man, this is a weird game. Okay. Right. Should I have a samurai token or just add stuff for the... Actually, yeah, let's add something to the Voice of the Blessed instead. Because if I don't get any more counters to the stuff, then I could conceivably end up having a problem with it not flying if I don't do that. So. I mean, I have a feeling they might wipe the entire battlefield, and then it's just so you never know with this stuff. What I meant was players are going to place those lost double team cards on separated graveyard to keep track on that double team buff. Probably, yeah. So when the card being put in the graveyard will not lose double team once the ability resolves. Right. So does that... So does that mean that the original double team card gains double team back when it, like, Oh, and they did what I wondered. When it, gets killed, or, how does that work, then? This is pretty funny, huh? Let's make a samurai! Nah, let's do this instead. But yeah, these are the kind of games I don't super like. I read the sheet correctly. The double team card goes to graveyard. It doesn't lose. Oh yeah. I don't doubt that. But like, what I'm wondering is that but that part makes sense to me, right? But what I'm wondering is that, like, surely, but then that still remains kind of, but that's, so if a double team creature dies, goes to the graveyard, it still has it. That's fine. But, like, when you said that, will not lose double team if it's being put in the graveyard once the ability resolves. In what instance is that written? Like, I'm kind of confused, like, so... Because if it's already lost double team, like, it's an empty card left with no double team in it. If that dies, like, I expected the double team to not be back when it dies, right? That's how that sounds like they should work to me, or that's how it makes sense to me. But what's read there sounds weird. Yeah. And if that's the case, then that's basically still simple, though. Because they don't need to have, like, Well, I mean, yeah, if they happen to have a lot of similar cards, some of which have it and some of which don't, but like, this is from ability description. Yeah, yeah. When a creature with double team attacks, if it's not a token, conjure a duplicate of the original into your hand. Yeah, yeah. And then both cards perpetually lose double team. Yes. Despite the digital nature of this ability, if the attacker dies with the ability on the stack, the card being put in the graveyard will not lose double team once the ability resolves. As with other conjure a duplicate abilities, the duplicate created by double team will not retain any effects on the original card, including perpetual effects. Somewhere in the middle there, that wording kind of loses me. Because I don't quite understand what resolving they mean when it dies. That's kind of what I'm not getting. And like, again, I'm the amateur, so ability on the stack. Oh, now I understand. So what that description says is like, when the creature is attacking, right? And it's going to put into the effect stack, like, you know, things are going to happen now. Like, this happens after this, happens after this, happens after this, happens after this, right? Right. So, the double team effect is put onto that stack at that point. But, I think what that's trying to describe is this. I think they're trying to say that, if the opponent plays an instant burn card, right? In a moment when the double team hasn't yet resolved, but it's in the stack of upcoming resolvings, right? But the burn card kills the card that's going to try to be double team in the stack, yes? Right? Like, the double team card's ability has, like, gone into the stack to happen, yeah? But the burn card kills the creature before it resolves, right? In that case, the double team creature goes into the graveyard, and even when the ability has been put into the stack, but it hasn't resolved because it died, then the double team doesn't go away. That's what they mean, right? Right. I believe that's what it means. Well, what I'm trying to say is that there are surely ways where they can die before it has resolved. With the thing being in the stack. That's what I'm trying to say. There are scenarios where that can happen. And if that happens, then the double team does not go away because the creature died before the actual effect fully took place. That's what that means. It took me a while, but I feel quite confident that's what they're going with. Sure, I wasn't fully, like what you were saying, but sure. Alright. There are better times to do that, I hope. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It doesn't, like, kill them, so... When they go to graveyard and that ability was not used, they go to grave. Sure, yeah. Yeah, like, if they die, if the ability has not yet resolved its thing, the double team does not go away. Yes. You need to keep track what creature have used and what have not used its ability. Oh, yeah, sure. Sure, yeah. In that sense, yes. But, like, with perpetually... Like, now when perpetual things are a thing, we're already in a game where you need to keep track of what abilities are in what graveyard creature now, because a lot of creature cards in the current Magic decks can have perpetual things from a number of counters to whatever else there might be, you know? Perpetually got me. Yeah. But yeah, it is so complex at this stage that it's almost not even worth worrying about the double team as an individual thing, because it's just like, you know, they be a thing. Okay, so 4, 5, 6. Nyt pitää vähän laskea. 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9. Okay, I think this is gonna work. Maybe. Wow! That was a weird turn, but I'll take it. Oh, man. Ah, man. Whenever something like that happens, I thank my lucky stars I realized about fortifying drought. Huh. GG, thanks. Belcheril tarvii laskea 7, niin voittaa. I'm sure. Makes about sense. Oh, man. I had a really bad feeling about that game, but all of a sudden I just... So, the road opened up in front of me like, hello. Oh, man. So that's, oh boy, 4 wins and 3 or 4 losses. I think it might be 3 only. That's properly decent. Usually it doesn't, like, I've had some really proper bad luck days with this for sure. Like to play EDH and main deck was to F everyone up and not to win. That's just that is living on the edge. This hand has potential for sure. It starts out looking deceptively not horrible, so let's see how it goes. Although the second turn I can't put anything in there, unless I draw something that's gonna change it though. All right, step 1. Somehow you were targeted first. You don't say. Oh, Well, okay, that... still, I do need to... Yeah, okay, Okay, so do I put the Broker's Hideout in and get a tapped land in now, or do I put... I guess I should... Surely this has to be the right choice, right? The third turn might be an empty turn, but you never know what you're gonna pull, you know? Never know. A white-green with mana generating cards. Okay. Lucky draw so far, I'll take it. It started out deceptively decently, but... Oh, 3-colored. Oh, okay. They could have some badass removals in there. This could go battery very quickly. Okay. So, Voice of the Blessed in. Right? Right. Broker's Hideout in. I tend to always... It should be always plains if I have one forest, I think. Just in case. Okay, and then I attack with all 3. Right? Mm-hmm. Do you like to play against Blood Moon or something that doubles damage, or enchant that says basically if you attack this dude, bad things happen, that deck has potential quadruple damage? Oh, that's a mess. I mean, almost all of the deck types I find, I just find super annoying, so I probably am the wrong person to ask. I'm one of those people who hates almost every deck type in the game. Like, if anyone plays, let's say, control decks, milling decks, decks that focus on destroying my creatures, decks that have a large amount of mythics that border the game on being paid to win, like, I hate almost everything, you know? Two win comps. Cool. Like, my recent bugbear is that the current block that's going on here, the Baldur's Gate Alchemy block, or whatever it's called, it has these Elder Dragons, which are, like, mythic dragons that, are basically, like, these... something like 7/7 flyers that whenever they do combat damage to a player, you roll a d20 and then you draw cards equal to the difference, or you add +1/+1 counters equal to the difference, or do damage to the opposing player's things equal to the difference, that sort of stuff. I find those to be, like, pay to win, period. Like, it's just, like, cool. And then there's like this some sort of blood pact thing. I don't know. Other EDH commanders green deck and as Devour. Alright. But like these, oh, and also I hate decks that like clear the deck, or clear the table. I underestimated nothing. I always expect to lose, and I just can't handle these sorts of games. I was expecting to lose at all times here. I wasn't expecting to win. Because I have nothing and I can't get anything. Like now it's like I either concede or I know what Devour is. I either concede or I draw 6 lands in a row and concede then. Like, it's like, which one do I want to do?
I know something you don't know.
Yes. I know what X means after everything, yes. Oh, I believe you. Nasty commander is surely nasty. I honestly don't feel like playing this out. I want to quit. Like, there's no reason to keep doing this. Like, I don't think there's anything I can draw to get this thing true, you know? To get 2 damage in. I don't have anything that does that. Alright, I think we're fine. Okie dokie. I need a bathroom break anyway, so we can take a quick break. So but if you're watching this on YouTube, I kind of was not super angry this time. I only hated the last deck really badly, and they can, wait out the timeouts because they can, go have that with their fun deck there. Yes.